Everyone laughed when they saw Fleet 9. Only 5 ships. Old, small, and slow. 2 of the ships were even missing paint. The engines made strange sounds. Some joked that the ship should be in a museum, not in space. Other captains called Fleet 9 the Jump Patrol. But Captain Rhea didn't laugh. She sat quietly in her command chair, eyes on the screen. Her crew wasn't large, but they were loyal. They didn't care what people said. They had a job to do. Fleet 9 was sent to watch a quiet part of space called Zone Echo 7. It was far from the core systems. No planets, no cities, just empty space, broken rocks, and dead moons. It was supposed to be peaceful. No one expected trouble. Rhea looked out at the stars. They blinked slowly, like tiny cold eyes. "Something feels wrong," she said. Lieutenant Amos, her second in command, raised an eyebrow. "There hasn't been a single ping on the scanners for 3 days, Captain. Maybe the boredom is getting to you." But Rhea wasn't bored. She had a strange feeling deep in her gut, the kind of feeling that woke her up at night, the kind that whispered, "Danger is near." She stood up and walked toward the screen. "Run a deep scan," she ordered. "All directions. Wide range." "Captain, that will take hours," Amos replied. "And it uses a lot of power." "I know," Rhea said. "Do it anyway." The ship hummed louder as the scan began. Signals stretched out in every direction like long arms reaching into the dark. The crew waited. Minutes passed. Then an hour. Nothing. Then, ping. The sound was soft, but it froze the whole bridge. "Contact," said Ensign Vega. Her voice was shaking. "One signal. Edge of the system. Large, very large." Rhea stepped forward. "Show it on screen." The display changed. A red dot appeared. It was far, but it was moving fast. Faster than anything in this system. Too fast. "Could be a comet," Amos said. "No," Rhea whispered. "That's no comet. It's coming in too smooth. Too straight." More red dots appeared. 1. Then 2. Then 5. Silence filled the bridge. 6 unknown objects. Vega said. "Size. Huge. Much bigger than our ships. Energy signals are strange. Nothing matches our database." "Are they human?" Amos asked. "No ID codes," Vega replied. "They're not answering hails. And, Captain, they're not slowing down." Rhea looked at the screen again. The red dots were coming closer. Steady. Silent. Cold. She opened a channel to Earth Command. "This is Captain Rhea of Fleet 9. We have contact with unknown vessels. 6 ships. Possibly alien. Moving fast. No response to hails. Please advise." The screen blinked. "MESSAG or RECEIVE. Hold position. Continue observation." Rhea felt her stomach turn. Observation? They wanted her to just sit and watch. "We can't fight those things," Amos said. "We're outgunned. We're outnumbered." Rhea's jaw tightened. "But we're not outsmarted." She walked to the command panel and pressed a red button. "All ships, this is Captain Rhea. Code Gray. Ready all systems. Prepare for silent defense mode. This is not a drill." Her voice was calm, but the crew knew what it meant. Something was coming. On the screen, the red dots were closer now, almost inside the system. Still no signals. Still no signs of peace. Just cold movement through the dark. "Captain," Vega said, voice soft. "One of them. It's massive. Bigger than anything I've ever seen. Bigger than a carrier." "What kind of ship is that?" Amos asked. "I don't know," Rhea replied, "but it's coming straight for us." For a moment, no one said a word. Then Rhea spoke, voice firm and clear. "If they think the smallest fleet in the system's going to run, they're wrong." The bridge lights dimmed. Shields hummed to life. Missiles locked. Engines ready for fast moves. Fleet 9, the fleet everyone laughed at, was ready for war. And out in the dark, the alien ship kept coming. The alien ship kept coming. It was big, much bigger than any ship in Fleet 9. Smooth, black, and silent. It didn't send messages. It didn't slow down. It moved like a shadow sliding through space. Captain Rhea stood on the bridge of her ship, the Resolute, watching the screen closely. Her crew was silent. No one cracked a joke now. Even Amos, who always stayed calm, looked tense. "Distance?" Rhea asked. 500,000 kilometers. Vega answered, closing fast. Another screen lit up. More red dots. More ships. Now they counted 20. 20 ships, Amos said slowly. 20 of them. Against 5 of us. We're not fighting yet, Rhea replied. But we're not running either. She pressed the button to speak to the whole fleet. This is Captain Rhea. Unknown ships are now confirmed. 20 alien vessels. No response to contact. Earth Command told us to watch. Well, we're not going to just watch. She paused, then continued, voice firm. Everyone ready weapons. Keep engines hot. If they make one wrong move, we get back. The crew across all 5 ships began preparing. Shields went up, guns powered, missiles loaded. The smallest fleet in the system was getting ready for a fight. Maybe they'll pass by, Amos said quietly. Maybe they're just moving through. But they weren't. The alien fleet changed course. They turned, straight toward Fleet 9. Captain, Vega said, they locked on us. I'm picking up targeting scans. That was it. No more guessing. No more waiting. They're preparing to fire, Amos said. Still no communication. They don't want to talk, Rhea replied. They want to wipe us out. She gave the order. Battle formation Delta. We move together. Stay sharp. Hit fast. Hit smart. Fleet 9 split into formation. The Resolute led. 2 smaller gunships followed closely behind. 1 stealth ship, the Whisper, vanished into the dark. And the 5th ship, the Scout, stayed low and quiet, hiding behind a moon. Rhea's plan was simple. Survive. But that wouldn't be easy. The alien ships came into range. Their shapes were smooth and sharp, like black blades. No lights. No names. Just shadows, fast, deadly shadows. Contact, Vega shouted. Incoming fire. The screen flashed white. A bolt of blue energy streaked toward Fleet 9. Rhea's ship rolled to the side just in time. The blast missed, but just barely. They're firing without warning. Amos yelled. We're really in it now. Return fire, Rhea ordered. Her ships opened up. Lasers, missiles, rail guns. The space between the 2 fleets turned into a storm of light and sound. Explosions rocked the void. One of the alien ships exploded, broken into fire and metal. The crew on the Resolute cheered, but only for a second. 3 more alien ships came forward, fast, like hunters chasing prey. Shields down to 70%. Vega called out, we can't take many hits. We need to draw them into the asteroid field, Rhea said. It's our only chance. The asteroid belt was full of big rocks and broken moons. Dangerous to fly through, but perfect for small, fast ships like theirs. Send the signal. Fall back into the rocks, Rhea commanded. Fleet 9 turned and raced into the asteroid field. The alien ships followed, but not all of them. Some stayed back, watching. They're testing us, Amos said. They think we'll break. They're wrong, Rhea replied. Inside the asteroid belt, the battle changed. Fleet 9 weaved through the rocks, using cover, firing from behind shadows. One of the gunships, the Brave, blew up an alien chaser with a well-placed torpedo. Another alien ship slammed into an asteroid, breaking apart. But then, disaster. The second gunship, the Hawk, took a direct hit. Its engines exploded. It spun into a large rock and shattered. Rhea watched in horror as one of her 5 ships was lost. Dozens of lives, gone in seconds. Her voice shook, just for a moment. Keep going, she said. We can't stop now. The crew nodded. They all knew what they signed up for. They were Fleet 9, the joke fleet, the forgotten fleet, the smallest fleet. But now, they were the only line of defense between these alien shadows and the core systems of Earth. We may be small, Rhea whispered, but we fight smart. Outside, the battle continued, fast, brutal, and deadly. And the aliens still didn't say a word. They didn't send warnings. They didn't offer peace. They only kept coming. And deep in the field, the biggest alien ship of all began to glow. The alien ships didn't stop. Even inside the asteroid field, full of giant rocks, broken moons, and sharp debris, they chased Fleet 9 without fear. Captain Rhea stood on the command deck of the Resolute, gripping the edge of the table. She watched the screen. Red enemy markers filled the display. They were everywhere. One of them was glowing. The biggest one. Vega said quietly, "Something's charging up. I think it's a weapon." "A big one," Amos added. "It's pulling in power from the other ships." "They're linking together," Rhea said. "Like a hive." The crew stared in silence. Outside, space itself felt like it was holding its breath. Then it happened. A beam of pure white fire exploded from the center of the largest alien ship. It tore through space like a knife. Asteroids turned to dust. Broken moons split apart. Even the stars seemed to blink. The beam missed Fleet 9, but just barely. One of the rocks shielding the Whisper melted instantly. "That could have vaporized us," Amos said. "We can't take another hit like that." "We won't let them fire again," Rhea replied. "We get back. Now." The Resolute turned sharply through the rocks and launched a full volley. Missiles shot through the gaps. Red explosions burst across the screen. Another alien ship took a hit. It spun out of control and slammed into a floating rock. Boom! Gone. Fleet 9 was fighting like a ghost in the dark. They struck fast, then vanished behind cover. They moved through narrow cracks, used dead moods for shields, and set traps. The Whisper dropped flares and fake signals. The aliens fired at shadows. The scouts sent out a decoy drone that exploded like a real ship. One alien ship followed the drone and flew straight into a mine left inside a crater. The trap worked, but the cost was rising. "Enemy fire incoming." Vega shouted. "Hawk is down. Brave is damaged. Scout has lost shields." Rhea felt the weight of every word. She only had 5 ships when this started. Now she was down to 4, and 2 of them were barely hanging on. "We need to split them," Rhea said. "Divide their forces. They're too strong together." Amos nodded. "You thinking what I'm thinking?" "Yes," Rhea said. "It's time to call in the secret." She opened a private channel to the Scout. "Commander Lin," Rhea said, "are you still holding the Echo Core?" "Yes, Captain," came the reply. "But Earth Command said not to use it unless." "This is unless." Rhea cut in. "Get ready. I'll draw their fire." She ended the call and gave the next order. "All ships, scatter and regroup. The Resolute will run lead." Fleet 9 broke formation. The alien ships chased the largest signal, the Resolute. The screen shook as blue plasma fire rained down on Rhea's ship. She weaved between rocks, turned sharply, and dove into a crater field. The ship groaned under the pressure, but it held together. The aliens followed, hunting her like wolves. Far behind, the Scout powered up the Echo Core. It was an old Earth weapon, illegal, unstable, and dangerous, but powerful. It could send a pulse so strong it would short out anything nearby, friend or foe. "Pulse ready," Lynn said into her mic. "Just say the word." Rhea looked at the screen. The big alien ship was getting closer. Too close. "Now," she whispered. The Echo Core fired. A wave of invisible energy blasted through space. Silent. Quick. Deadly. At first, nothing happened. Then one alien ship stopped moving. Then another. And another. Systems overloaded. Lights flickered. Ships powered down, frozen in space. The alien fleet had no idea what hit them. Cheers broke out on the bridge of the Resolute. "We got them," Amos shouted. "They're stunned." But Rhea didn't smile. "Only a few," she said. "Look, 3 alien ships stayed active, including the big one. They're learning," she whispered. "They're adapting." The lead alien ship turned toward the Scout. It was angry now, if it could feel anger. And it was fast. "Scout is exposed," Vega said. "They're going to strike." Rhea didn't wait. She pushed the engines to full power. "We stop them here," she said, "or Earth is next." The battle was not over. Not yet. The alien ship turned. It moved with speed and power, heading straight for the Scout. It didn't care about the rocks or mines. It didn't care that some of its ships were frozen by the Echo Core. It only cared about one thing now: destroying the last signal that scared it. On board the Resolute, Captain Rhea watched the red dot move across the screen. Fast, hungry, deadly. "Scouts in trouble," Amos said. "The Echo Core woke the beast." "We need to protect them," Rhea replied, "or Earth Command loses its strongest weapon." She opened the channel. Scout, fall back. Run silent. We'll draw it off. But it was too late. The alien ship fired. A long beam of red light flashed across the screen. It scraped the edge of the Scout, melting its side engines. Scout is hit, Vega shouted. They've lost control. Spinning, falling into the asteroid drift. Rhea's mind raced. If they crash, we lose everything. Not just the core, we lose our chance. She looked at the screen. 2 more alien ships were starting to move again. The stun was wearing off. Time was running out. Get me Commander Tall on the Whisper, she said. Tall was the stealth captain. Cold, smart, dangerous. You called, Captain, he said calmly. We need a ghost trick. Rhea said, can you set the trap? Tall smiled. Already on it. The Whisper had no heavy guns, but it had something better. Stealth pods and remote lures. Tiny drones that looked and sounded like real ships. Perfect for confusion. Perfect for traps. Tall released 4 decoy drones. They zipped through the rocks, each sending out strong signals to look like a fleet leader. The alien ship took the bait. It paused, scanned, then fired at the wrong target. The drone exploded, but the real Scout slipped into a dark crater, silent, hiding. The trap worked, but Tall wasn't finished. He guided the other 3 drones into a canyon of floating debris. Behind them, the Whisper placed mines and EMP pods. As the alien ship chased the false signals, it flew straight into the kill zone. The trap was ready. Back on the Resolute, Rhea watched it all unfold. Tall, pull back, she ordered. We'll trigger it from here. Enjoy the fireworks, Tall replied. With a quick command, Rhea launched the signal. The mines exploded. The EMP pods fired. The canyon lit up with blue and orange flashes. Metal twisted. Fire burst through cracks in the enemy ship's hull. Did we get it? Vega asked. Smoke filled the screen. No movement, Amos said. We got it. The crew cheered. But then, movement. The big alien ship pushed through the fire. Damaged, but alive. Parts of it were glowing. Parts were broken. But it kept coming. It's still operational, Rhea said. And angry. Captain, Viva said, voice shaking. I think it's charging another beam. Rhea didn't blink. Then we hit it before it fires. She opened a fleet-wide channel. This is Rhea. Final strike. All ships. Aim for the core. Give it everything. The Scout, the Whisper, and the Resolute circled together for one last run. Missiles launched. Lasers burned. Even damaged, the alien ship fired back. Red beams cracked across space. One hit close, too close. The Whisper took a glancing shot. Its side engines burst into flame. Tall, report. Rhea shouted. Still alive, he coughed. But won't be for long. The alien ship started to charge again. White light built at its center. Now or never, Amos said. Rhea looked at Vega. Fire the final torpedo. The Resolute launched its last weapon. It flew fast, straight at the glowing core. The alien ship fired. The torpedo flew through the beam. Burning, breaking, but still moving. Then, boom, the torpedo hit the core. The alien ship exploded. It wasn't just a normal blast. It was massive. A wave of fire and energy rolled across space. Rocks melted. Signals cracked. Systems shut down. Everything went silent. Dark. Empty. Later, power slowly returned to the Resolute. Emergency lights flickered. Screens blinked back to life. Status? Rhea asked. We're alive, Vega said. So is the Scout. The Whisper. Barely. But it's breathing. And the aliens? Rhea asked. Amos checked the scans. Gone. All of them. The last one was their leader. We killed the heart. Rhea leaned back in her chair. Her ship was damaged. Her fleet was broken. But they had won. The smallest fleet in the system, she whispered. And we just stopped an invasion. She opened a channel to Earth Command. This is Fleet 9. We held the line. The message was simple. But the meeting was huge. The wreck of the alien mothership drifted in silence. Burning pieces floated through space. Strange black smoke curled and vanished into the stars. The battle was over. Or so they thought. Captain Rhea stood in the dark command room of the Resolute. Emergency lights glowed red. Half the systems were offline. Her crew looked tired, bloody, but alive. Any sign of movement? Rhea asked quietly. Vega scanned the screen. None. All enemy signals are gone. Amos wasn't so sure. That ship took too long to die. Like it was, holding something back. Rhea stared at the black shape on the screen, or sending something out. She turned to Vega. Run a wide scan. I want to know what that ship was doing in its last moments. Vega tapped the controls. A moment later, her eyes widened. Captain, it sent a signal. Right before it exploded, a deep space burst. Long range. Where did it go? Rhea asked. Vega's voice dropped. We don't know. It's heading into deep space, beyond mapped systems. Then we just told someone we're here, Amos said. Meanwhile, back on the Scout, Commander Lin studied the Echo Core. It was damaged, but still humming softly. She frowned. Something didn't feel right. Core is pulsing, her engineer said. Low frequency, but steady. Is it reacting to the alien wreck? Lin asked. I don't think so, he replied. It's reacting to the signal they sent out. Lin looked shocked. The core is picking it up. The engineer nodded. It's like it understands it. How? She whispered. No one had an answer. Rhea called an emergency meeting. She met with her remaining officers on a broken deck, standing around a flickering table. Outside, debris floated like ghosts. We stopped the attack. Rhea began. But something's not right. They came here for a reason. Amos pointed at the alien wreck. They weren't just attacking. They were scouting. They were afraid, Vega added, afraid of something. Or someone. Rhea nodded. Us. She looked around the room. Fleet 9 is small, weak, outdated. But we had one weapon they didn't understand. The Echo Core. They feared it. That's why they tried to destroy us first. Before we could tell Earth. They were trying to erase the signal, Lin said from the screen. Not just the signal we sent, Ryu replied. The one they picked up long ago. Everyone went quiet. You think we triggered this? Vega asked. Rhea nodded slowly. Maybe it wasn't random. Maybe Earth sent something into deep space years ago. A test. A scan. Something we forgot. But they didn't. They followed it here, Amos said. Like hunters. Rhea looked at the wreck again. And now we've answered back. Hours passed. Fleet 9 began repairs. Damaged ships were towed together. Systems were rebooted. But unease filled the air. They all felt it. The silence wasn't peace. It was a warning. Then the signal came. A new one. It didn't come from the wreck. It came from far beyond the system. A cold, high-pitched tone. Slow and repeating. It wasn't an attack. It was a message. Translation possible? Rhea asked. Working on it, Vega replied. After a long pause, a line of simple words appeared on screen. We heard you. Everyone froze. Then more words followed. We are coming. Rhea's voice was calm, but her eyes were sharp. Who is we? Vega shook her head. Unknown. Signal is strong. Multiple sources. Lin's voice came through the screen. The core just lit up. It's responding again. What do they want? Amos asked. Rhea answered coldly. They want to finish what the First Fleet started. She stood straight. Earth must be warned. Fleet 9 had no jump engines left. No long-range beacons. The alien signal had burned out most systems. But they had something else. Old tech. Simple and strong. The Fireline beacon. A relic from the early war days. It was slow, but it could send a clear message across the stars. Rhea stood over it with Vega. Ready? She asked. Vega nodded. One shot only. Rhea sent the message. This is Fleet 9. Enemy fleet defeated. But they are not alone. They are afraid of us. For a reason. We are not the weakest. We are the warning. Earth must prepare. She hit send. The light of the beacon burst into space like a fire arrow into the dark. Then they waited. Somewhere in deep space. A massive ship, 10 times larger than the one Fleet 9 destroyed, opened its glowing eyes. Behind it, thousands more ships moved in silence. One of them whispered back. Signal received. The message from Fleet 9 raced through space on the slow but steady Firelane beacon. Earth Command received it in the middle of the night. The room was quiet. Every officer's eyes were wide. Admiral Stanton stared at the screen, his hands gripping the table. "The aliens are not alone," he said slowly. "And they're coming." Earth was no longer safe. Captain Rhea sat in the command center of the Resolute, waiting for any reply. The crew worked hard to repair their ships, but the mood was tense. Suddenly, a new signal appeared on the main screen. It was a response. A voice spoke through the comms. Calm, but firm. "This is Earth Command. We have received your warning." Rhea took a deep breath. "Your message is clear. We will send reinforcements." Back on Earth, the government prepared quickly. Old warships were awakened from storage. New fleets were rushed to readiness. Scientists and engineers worked night and day to study the alien technology recovered from Fleet 9's battle. But Rhea knew this was more than just weapons and ships. It was a test. In space, Fleet 9 remained alert. The alien fleet was still out there, silent, waiting. The small ships patched their wounds and repaired what they could. "We can't fight this alone," Vega said quietly. "No," Rhea agreed, "but we can hold the line until Earth arrives." Days passed. Then the stars began to change. Far in the distance, a tiny light grew brighter. More lights appeared. Ships. Hundreds of them. Earth's fleet was coming. Rhea stood on the deck of the Resolute, looking out at the horizon. She thought of the small fleet she commanded. 5 ships. Brave, tired, but unbroken. They had stopped the first wave. Now they would face the real battle. Her voice was steady. For humanity. The distant lights grew larger. Alien ships appeared on the sensors. The real war had begun. The stars burned bright with hundreds of ships. Earth's fleet had arrived. Captain Rhea stood at the command deck of the Resolute, her hands steady on the railing. Beside her, Vega and Immerse prepared their stations. The alien fleet advanced, silent, deadly, and larger than anything they had faced before. "This is it," Rhea said, "for humanity, for our home." The battle began. Lasers and missiles flew through space like shooting stars. Explosions lit the darkness. Ships burned and crashed. Fleet 9 fought at the front. Rhea's small fleet became the spearhead. They dodged and weaved through enemy fire, striking at weak points. The big alien ships fired powerful beams, but Earth's fleet held strong. In the middle of chaos, the Resolute was hit. Alarms blared. The ship shook. "Damage report," Rhea shouted. "Shields down 30%. Engines unstable," Immerse replied. Rhea gritted her teeth. "We can't fall now." Amid the battle, Rhea saw something unexpected. A group of alien ships were breaking away from the main fleet. They were heading straight for Earth's command ship. "Divert. Protect the command ship," Rhea ordered. Viva smiled grimly. "We're on it." Fleet 9 raced to intercept. The alien raiders were fast. They fired on Earth's command ship, but Fleet 9 was faster. Rhea's ship struck with precision. Missiles exploded the raiders' engines. Lasers cut through their hulls. One by one, the raiders fell. Back on the Resolute, Rhea saw the alien leader's ship. It was huge, glowing with strange energy. It moved to the center of the battle, firing deadly beams. "Focus fire," she commanded. Earth's fleet concentrated their weapons. Missiles, lasers, and plasma blasts hit the alien leader. The ship rocked, sparks flying. But it fought back fiercely. Rhea knew this was the final moment. She took a deep breath. "Prepare the Echo Core." Lynn's voice came over the comms. "Core is ready, Captain." Rhea nodded. Fire. A pulse of pure energy shot from the Resolute. It hit the alien leader's ship. The glowing energy crackled. The ship shuddered. Then, with a massive explosion, it blew apart. Silence filled space. The alien fleet began to retreat. Earth's ships chased them back. The battle was over. Fleet 9 was battered, but victorious. Rhea stood tall. "We did it." Vega smiled. "For humanity." Amos laughed. "The smallest fleet, the biggest heroes." Captain Rhea looked to the stars. This was just the beginning. But humanity had shown one thing. They were not weak. They were the warning. They were the future.